just because you mentioned them before. Hi.
We are live. Woo, 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 woo. All right. All right. All right. You guys, I am so excited. I am here today. Well, let me back up. I get going so fast. When I get excited, there's just no stopping me. You hear what I'm saying? My name is Crispina French, and I am a textile upcycling buffoon. And I have been doing this for a very long time. And my favorite thing to do right now is to host the Rags to Riches Textile Upcycling Summit. And it's coming right up. And I have a very special guest with me today, Catherine Greenwood Swanson from Swanson's Fabrics. Yay! Now, I think on Instagram, we're going to view the request and then we're going to go accept the request. Now, I think we should be on both Instagram and on, is it working? I'd like for somebody who's listening on Instagram, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Somebody's waving. Okay.
Oh, we got our feedback.
Now we got the feedback loop going, but if you turn let me see if I turn my phone way down. Let's see.
So, okay, I had to turn my phone way down.
I did too. So I think it's working. I would like to know from somebody over on the Kristen 10 Opier. Can you hear me over on the Instagram? Somebody type a comment if you can hear us, because we're messing around with technology and sometimes. Oh, good. Somebody said yes. Awesome. So we got it figured out.
It's a little echoey because my phone won't let it go to total silence.
Is it feeling weird? Is it okay to keep going?
I mean, let's ask Instagram. Instagram, it's all about you.
And Dee Corcoran-Foot's on the line. This is awesome. All right, I think we should try if we can just see if it continues to. If anybody on Instagram, like we're playing with a little tech right now. So if anybody on Instagram is having getting a feedback loop and it's like unbearable, please let us know. Yeah, otherwise, I think we should keep going.
An unpleasant time, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, my top here. Ooh,
Catherine. That wasn't part of it.
This is an upcycle. I made this way back when I was a school teacher, and there was this really cute dress on ModCloth that I couldn't afford.
That's so cute.
And so I got, I have to back way up.
Stand on the chair. You were the cutest thing ever. That is oh my God, it's a pencil. I love it. That's so cool. That's awesome.
My only regret is this is not a pocket, but it was a XXXXXL men's shirt. T-shirt.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was big and tall.
The sleeve.
And so this is what we're talking about, you guys. The Rags to Riches Summit is really designed for textile upcycling entrepreneurs. And it's really, I don't know, Catherine, I would love to get your vibe on this. When I was 18 years old and I started my business, my goal in life was to change the world and to make people realize how much power we all have to actually have an impact by simply upcycling textiles, wearing thrift store clothes, using fabric from the thrift store, right? And about 10 years into running my own production company, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do that by myself with my little business. I needed all the help I could get. So this is like, many years later, here I am with a summit. And that is my goal, is to just like really inspire people to consider textile upcycling as a business, or to really build a textile upcycling business that is already going. So they're having feedback issues on Instagram right now. I wonder if I can turn this way down.
I just don't, my phone won't let me turn it all the way down.
I wonder if I could mute, can we mute our phones?
I wish I could. It just won't let me. Yeah, we have to fix it.
We're trying to figure it out.
We could go live on Insta later.
We could go live on Insta later. Maybe we should go back. Oh, somebody says that's better. Well, okay, so I think we should keep going. Although we're losing people. I wonder if I can mute. If I mute myself, then nobody's gonna be able to hear me, right? That's the thing.
It's like about muting your audio. Like your phone has to turn off.
Right.
And will yours not let you either? Mine will let
Not
me
all
go
the
back.
way. It's got like a hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's make an executive decision, Catherine. Let's go live on Instagram
Hey,
and
can you plug a pair of headphones into your phone? I'm gonna do that tonight.
oh, yes. So you guys hang tight. Oh no, I can't. I can't do that because I can't plug headphones into my phone because it's an iPhone.
Oh yeah, do I have the extender? Good
Oh, let me
grief.
see.
No, I do. How about that?
Is it
Which
working?
side did I plug in? Which
No, I can't. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I think we should go
I have
live on Instagram.
multiple headphones tangled here.
Maybe you could pass me a pair. I don't have any with me that plug into my iPhone. So I think that
I
we
might have
should,
helped a little though.
well, let's see it. Maybe that'll do it. Maybe that'll do it enough. Okay. So while you're untangling, Catherine, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the summit and about how it's free. And it's a 3-day event. It's May 17th, 18th, and 19th. And over 30 textile like leaders, like people who are really like making shift happen in the textile upcycling arena are coming together to share their knowledge and experience with our audience. And Catherine is one of those people. How's that working? Is that better?
Well, Crispina, they say you're echoing a little bit, but hopefully if my stuff is taking from this microphone, it will not hear you as much over here.
I know I'm seeing people say it's only Crispina's voice that echoes. Oh,
Okay, how about that now? Wait. I hope I did it.
Did you figure it out?
I hope. Okay.
Okay.
I think this is the best it's been. If everyone can hear me everywhere.
Someone should mute their computer. That's what somebody said.
I did, and now I can hear Crispina here. And so now I think all my problems are solved.
But mine aren't. I still got problems, apparently.
We got it better than someone on Instagram.
Okay. I wonder if whoops, I think when I try to mute my phone, the thing pauses.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do. Is it worthwhile, guys?
Like I think whatever you just did was the very best. Sounds great. Let's keep going.
Okay, good. Okay, we're gonna roll with it. So every day between now and the summit, I'm going to be going live, and I'm going to have different guests with me. And we're kicking off this whole live with a guest series with Catherine because, well, for so many reasons. But thank you so much for joining me, Catherine. I would love for you to take a minute and just talk about what you do and your business. Introduce yourself.
I want to say thanks for having me, and Crispina, having someone like you who has been doing this for so long, that is now like leading the way in getting everyone together to share knowledge and encourage each other to do this really important work is changing the world. I mean, you're really doing it. Like you had that laboratory of your business for so long, and now you can just tell us all what you already have learned so we don't have to make the same mistakes or have the same fears or something.
Yeah, thank you. That's so awesome to hear, especially from you, because I think your business model is just so fresh and so beautiful. And yeah, thank you. And yeah, I feel like, there's, as we go forward and as we learn more about Catherine's business, I just want to say that, when I first started my business, I worked in the fashion industry. That's how I sold my work, was through trade shows that were fashion based. And there was not a lot of camaraderie. There was not a lot of community. There was a lot of competition. There was a lot of kind of sort of fickle, not very friendly interaction happening in that industry generally. And I thought, well, maybe if I'm here long enough, they'll accept me, or maybe it'll get better. And in this community, the textile upcycling community, it's kind of like the complete and total opposite. We are all here to support each other. It's really like community over competition, and we get to be really good friends and to support each other. So Catherine, thank you for saying such nice things about me and my business. And I'm just so happy to have the opportunity to support and, nurture and learn and be nurtured by you and the other people involved. So thank you.
Yeah, well, you were so important to me, especially in the early days, because I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs. I didn't have a lot of like elders to look up to and ask for support. And you just even like seeing me and identifying me as someone to be taken seriously was a huge amount of like I don't know, it gave me some ego. It like gave me some I was like, "Oh, if Crispina is taking me seriously, then everyone might."
Listen, did you guys hear that? I got to point the other way. Did you guys hear that? If I think it's cool, it's got to be cool.
That's what I thought. I mean, I knew you, but anyway, so my business is a thrift store fabric. It's a thrift store fabric based on the home sewer. I have a lot of experience in my early life in the textile industry. My mom was a costume designer in the community theater, and I worked in the theater myself. And then I worked at websyarn.com and I worked on yarn farms. And I just like know a couple of things. Actually, one is a lot about the camaraderie in the fiber arts community. It's really different than the fashion community. And also how much everyone has in their attics and closets.
Right?
Right,
Right. Like
that was my big
excess.
takeaway. And why is it all so expensive and we have so much of it everywhere? Because I was having these, like, competing experiences where I am a fiber artist, I wanna make things out of fine things, I wanna go shopping at a yarn store and buy beautiful little gems, and I couldn't afford any of that stuff. And then at the same time, if you were in the right place at the right time, you could be on the receiving end of some grandma's stash and get, like, the most incredible stuff you've ever seen. Like, I was a school teacher also, so school teacher, fiber artist. I ended up getting a lot of weird donations to me over time. And so I just decided to, like, I don't know, harness that or figure it out. It was a lot of, like, Marie Kondo doesn't have anything for people like us because how are we supposed to clear out our houses when every single thing sparks joy in our hearts? And why is all this stuff so expensive when it's everywhere? And also the kids can't afford it. And also all of these arts are dying. And also where are these stashes going to go? Actually, there are a lot of stashes. Like, I think no one even knew that we could make all those masks and have nothing left over. Like not have nothing left over. Make all
Don't
those
even put a
masks,
dent in it. There's
not
not
even put
even
a
a
dent.
dent made.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So my
So
mission now is to rescue these stashes, to not let them go to the landfill, to consider them American stock, to consider them textiles where like the damage has been done. So if you want a green textile, make sure it's secondhand because then you know that the environmental and human destruction was already paid for. And you can just consider it 100% green. It's already there. And now at my shop, we sell, you can go to our website, $5 a yard, silk, velvet, anything.
silk velvet.
And
Yeah.
silk velvet. I mean, the point is just that the fabric, once it's all the same price, because we can't guarantee what, I mean, I have a really good hand. I can tell you a lot about what fabric is. Can't guarantee what any fabric is. But also I consider that like the most valuable fabric is the one that you need for your project. And so the value
Totally
is
true.
more in the fabric itself than in anything else.
So this is just a really good example of the range of what people are doing in the textile upcycling arena, right? So Catherine is like harvesting all of this beautiful value that have been stored away in grandma's closet for the last 25 years and or however long. And I am, my history in the industry is more like taking used clothing that's on the way to the landfill and harvesting the value from that. So there's like, and then there's everything in between, right? We've got people who are working with dead stock, and dead stock is something that a lot of people are not familiar with. And that is the fabrics that are bought by large volume textile manufacturing companies, the Gap, whoever, jean companies, whatever. And they don't use it all. Maybe it was an off color. Maybe they ordered more than they needed, whatever it is. And there's literally hundreds of thousands of yards of this type of fabric that traditionally has gone right to the landfill, which seems insane to me, but that's actually what has been going on. And now there's a marketplace. Not only is Catherine able to manage the sort of, if you will, the dead stock of the home sewers, there's this other kind of more like larger volume thing going on in the world that is, there will be people at the summit talking about that aspect of the textile upcycling arena. So there's all different ways that we can kind of come to this and we all have this shared goal, which is, for me, number one, have fun. Like Ben and Jerry's, like, remember that bumper sticker? If you're not having fun, why do it? Like, that's a really good question. And I mean, it sounds a little silly, but I'm not being silly. Like, it's really true. I actually read an article in the New York Times within the last, I'm going to say it was the last 3 months, maybe it was 6 months, where they're starting to understand that you have to actually, in order to be a healthy person, you need to have fun. So this is like, you know, it's like, should you write it off as part of your business? If you're having fun, yes. So, there's this thing that's like really true. And we're both, Catherine and I don't want to speak for you, but I can pretty confidently say that we both really enjoy our jobs.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've watched, I just submitted my recording to you for the summit of my, my speech for this year. And I went off a little bit on my own tangent, but I basically talked about the fact that what's happening at Swanson's now is like through a responsive process, an emergent process of like really listening, noticing the people in our community, noticing the needs of our community, but then also who the help in our community is. We've been able to make this space that this group of people can make, when this group of people works as much as this group of people wants to work, as much as this group of people can work, and when they do the work they want to do. And so there's a lot of possibility for what could happen within a space like mine. If you start with the basis of like, we will be the safe space, we will be the shelter, the no-kill shelter for the stashes of our elders in town. And we will sort all of them and redistribute them amongst young people. Once you're doing that, there's so many things that you can do. Like you can have classes and workshops. You can have an upholstery studio. You can have so there's endless possibilities. And so it's just, what does your group of people want to do in your space? And how are you going to design a business that is fun and makes it feel good? Because if we are having a revolution here at Crispina for Riches Textiles, I don't see why it shouldn't be somewhat of a labor revolution too. I mean, that's what it is, because we refuse to go back to inhumane labor practices associated with textiles. We fought a whole civil war over it here and then ended up just shipping all that shit overseas. So like, I think that like, if we refuse to go back to that, if we are setting up the businesses that we want to set up, like at my place, if someone had a baby, it would be fine. The baby would just be here. We bring our mothers to work here. It's a new kind of space. It's a new kind of business. It's a fiber arts business. It's for the community. It's by the community. And it's doing really important work. And we're teaching kids to sew and empowering each other. And that's just the most wonderful part. But it's been a wild ride, and it has been really fun.
That is wild. Hold on 1 second. That is just wild that, well, it's all of it's wild. But the thing that I wanted to circle back to was the business model that you are building. And I remember our conversation early on when we first met. You were talking to a bookkeeper who was trying to explain to you why it was important to take inventory. Oh, yeah. And I just remember you thinking like, well, I'm going to pay somebody to count all this fabric that other people gave me. Like, I don't know that that's worth my investment.
Well, yeah, what I said to them was like, why do I need to keep track of the inventory? Because a lot of stuff is coming in as gifts. A lot of stuff goes out as gifts. And like, why are we tracking it? What's the reason? And they said it could be for insurance purposes, or it could be to secure a large loan if I needed to, that I could prove I had all this asset. And I said to them, well, first of all, this company's been built just by like gift certificate campaigns in the community. I haven't needed a large loan yet, and I really don't want one. And also my insurance policy is that if the place burned down, it would be refilled up by my community overnight. It would be rebuilt, and probably with better stuff. And it would be much more efficient than going through the insurance man. I don't even know where I would buy all this stuff if I needed to repopulate the store. I have insurance, you know what I mean? But like, yeah. I was like, you don't need to
insure stuff that was given to you. You don't need to pay that extra. You don't need to play the game. You don't need to be in that kind of matrix of like, this is how it's supposed to do. This is what it's been. Yeah. Oh, that's how it's been done. That's how we do it. Like, why?
Yeah. You got to say why.
Why? So this is my question to you out there in social media land. Why don't you come to the summit? Because you can learn why. You can learn about all of these, just like I just, it's mind blowing to me. Like, I am having so much fun putting this whole event together and just really thinking about all the different perspectives that come along with it. Like, you're learning about Catherine's perspective, which I just find so engaging and it just resonates for me. And there's over 30 people are from that are making amazing things happen in the world, are coming together to present and share things like their business models, things like the experience that they've had to build what they've built. So it's very cool.
I'm
And I
looking
thought,
forward to it so much. I learned so much at last year's summit. There were such amazing speakers that you got together there. We had conversations with other people between speakers, if you wanted to or not. It was like, are you having more like movement breaks and fun breaks and things throughout the
yeah,
day too?
last year was our first summit, and at the end of the first day, people were like texting me like, I really couldn't get up to go to the bathroom. I was so engaged. And then I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, like people did not get up from their seats. And I mean, I didn't put bathroom breaks in. I didn't even think of it. I was like, I was in the bathroom between when
But
recording.
you had that guy who was leading like movement exercises and things. That was so
Oh
nice.
yeah, we're gonna have that guy, and we do have bathroom breaks this year. Actually, Mark is not going to be back with us because he's celebrating his birthday that week. That those
Oh.
days he's going to be traveling, but we do have. We'll be starting out our day with a guided meditation with my sweet friend Clover, who's just the sweetest girl. Who I just love her. She actually, in her, if you're a VIP at the at the summit, you will get those recordings for to keep and use as you like. She will also be doing like a stretch meditation or a stretch intercession during the days, and then lunch breaks, and we're going to actually have a lot more live interaction this year. So there'll be panel discussions with questions from the audience. There'll be every presenter will have like a Q&A session after their the way it works is that people will create or have created beautiful videos explaining their stance on whatever subject matter they're presenting on. And then after those videos run, the people will be live, the presenter will be live with us to answer any questions or just follow up with anything that might have been left unanswered during their presentation. And then we'll also have our breakout rooms so that people can like sit and just like converse with others who have also just kind of been the fire hose of inspiration has come at them, and they're like, oh my goodness, how am I going to implement all of this cool stuff in a way that makes sense for me? So lots of there's a lot of the kind of interactive piece. I feel like that's kind of important in this world of like screens, right? Like just to have more of a actual connection with folks.
Yeah.
um so
And so
yeah, I
then
mean,
it's free for anyone to join, but if you have the VIP, which is $197, right? Then you
yeah.
get the recordings afterwards. You can have all the recordings.
Yeah, you
Is that
got,
true?
well, there's a lot of stuff. The VIP, actually, the way it's working is that once you register, you will have an opportunity to buy the VIP pass for 50% off, which is kind of sweet. So VIPs get an annual subscription to Salvage Magazine. Salvage is sponsoring the event. They'll also get a lifetime free access to Made TV, which is also, Made TV is also another sponsor for us. In addition to their lifetime access, they're also gifting lifetime access to Bloom TV. Made TV is launching this summer. So I think like late July, there is their kind of target date. And it's like a platform where there's no ads or algorithm, and it's all about content that is teaching things that are made or taught by makers. And I think Catherine and I are both going to have shows on Made TV. Just keep your eye peeled. We're going to start signing autographs if you need them. Just saying.
I want one. I
Yeah,
want
I
a
mean,
show.
you got to put it out there. You got to envision this stuff.
I would like a show. I
Yes,
want the
exactly.
Swanson's Road Show. I want the Swanson's Road Show touring all over the country with the school bus.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but I might go get a television if I need to watch that show because I want to watch. So there's a bunch of another thing that our VIPs got is Catherine Swanson's braided in rug class, the video
That's right.
teaching, which is, I took the class. I wish I had my rug that I could show you handy, but it's amazing class, and it's a really great way to use textiles that are super not that useful for other things, right? Like crappy
It's the
polyester.
I think it's the best step cycle. I mean, for me,
Mhm,
it's my best step cycle possible. Yeah.
mhm. So, yeah, so there's a bunch of other, and I also the rugs are a theme because I also am offering my potholder rug PDF for learning how to do a potholder rug. There's a bunch of coupon codes from our presenters. There's a couple of presenters are offering like a drawing for one of their beautiful handmade products. Oh, and we also have door prizes at the summit, which is kind of fun. And like, so you can win stuff. And our prizes I mean, yeah, we have some amazing prizes. We have an Oliso iron. I hope I'm saying that right. Do you know that brand, Catherine? Oliso, Oliso. They make beautiful irons that are like, I mean, they're like $200 irons. And they actually sent me one to try out. And they're really nice irons. So we'll have they're actually sending us two for door prizes. We'll have a standing desk made by a company called Stansome. There's a plethora of really cool stuff that is also available to people to win as door prizes. So there are themes each day, and thank you for asking, Simply Solar Punk. That our first theme is all about materials. So any kind of material, if it's gathering materials, if it's organizing materials, if it's what do I do with all these materials, if it's oh my god, I need materials, all of those things we're going to touch upon the first day, and our speakers will all be speaking to that kind of theme. Catherine will be presenting with us on Wednesday, the 17th. And then the second day is all about kind of like structuring your back office. It's a question I get asked a lot. Like, I don't know how to do that. It's too much for me. Oh my gosh. It's really not that much. You just have to find a structure that works, right? And we'll be talking about different ways to do that, how different people have managed that part of their business. And then the third day is money. Like, let's make some money. Let's sell stuff. Let's create streams of revenue. Let's make this business pay us like we were working for a corporation. Like we want, if you're not making enough money to buy health insurance and save for retirement and have a little fun on the way, it's not sustainable, right? It's got to be sustainable or you're going to get sick of it and we're all going to be drowning in fast fashion. So let's do it right and make it fun. And then of course the fun part, the fun is just a common thread. Like all of it has to be fun. And so those are the themes. Thank you for asking that question. Any other questions about the summit? I think, Catherine, I want to direct people to your website to register for the summit. Is that something they can do? Can they go to your website and find a link, or do you need to share a link with people to get registered? How does that work? What's the
Oh,
easiest?
to use my affiliate link, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that we have not put it on our website yet and that it's on the list for today and it hasn't happened.
So if you're listening to this as a recording, hop on over to Swanson's Fabrics on Facebook,
Or well,
Instagram.
Instagram at swansonsfabrics.com and
Yeah,
on
and then
Instagram,
you can
and
hop on her link, and all of our presenters have an affiliate link, so they are
it'll be,
able.
you know what, in just a few minutes, I'm gonna text Adina and we'll get it on our link tree because I now that you're saying it, that's something that we had to do today. So we'll put it on the link tree, which is in our bio on Instagram, and we'll put it on the
Awesome.
front of our website.
Awesome. So there you go. That's a good way to do it. If you're not going to remember any of that and you really want to, I did pop a link in the chat. It's rags to riches textile upcycling summit.com. But I'm going to tell you that if you have a minute and you got the focus, go on over to swansonsfabrics.com.
Yeah, Crispina's letting us all have an affiliate link. So then when you register, it's nice.
Yeah, and, we can, and people who buy the VIP upsell will, every affiliate gets a piece of that action. So it's our way of, that's another thing. And like, actually, Catherine, you alluded to that earlier on. It needs to work for everybody. The people who work in our businesses, the people who make our clothes, right? I read a statistic yesterday. 70% of clothing is manufactured by women between the ages of 16 and 24. Something to know. It's interesting, right? And they're mostly brown and they mostly get treated like shit. So treat them well, give them love, and we try to treat our presenters well and give them love so that that there's appreciation and just a reciprocation of.
Well, we all know the difference. We know the feeling when you wear a garment that was made for you by someone who loved you, and what it feels like to wear that. And then I just think, what are we putting on from those factories where people are being treated so poorly?
Right.
When we wear,
Exactly.
like if you know how good a hand knit sweater feels, ooh, we should feel
Right.
that good all the time putting on our clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys, I think I have to dash off, but it's been really fun to just hang with you guys. Thank you for the questions. And if anybody has a question as you're listening to this as a recording, pop it right into the comments and we will get back to it and respond. And you will be able to catch us live every day between now and the 17th. Not necessarily me and Catherine, but me and a guest. And we'll be sharing more information about the summit and just kind of giving you a little inside scoop of what's going on for us. So thank you so much for coming with us and being here. And
Thanks, Maletti Fabrics.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you guys. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. You're all
and
just
thanks,
wonderful.
Crispina.
Thank you, Catherine. It's such a pleasure. Have a great
See you next week if I don't see you before that.
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye.